You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into episode 39 of the Palmetto Dugout Show. I'm Drew Stewart here with Sammy Esposito and Austin Smith. What's going on, guys?
Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Doing great. Austin, how are you?
It's a great day to be here on this podcast.
I like how you wait till I ask you how you're doing before you speak. That's very courteous of you to wait your turn. Or is it just a lack of transitionals with you?
I speak when spoken to.
Speak when spoken to. He's high and mighty this morning, ready to go.
I just like to make sure everybody else is done. Normally Sammy has a little plug he likes to throw in about great to be here, buy a subscription, all this kind of stuff. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give him a chance to
kind of usually more. It's more of your plug. It's usually more your plug. You are the subscription guy, as the people say.
Seems to be working over here. As soon as I start getting a cut
Austin
off,
subscription guy Smith.
We'll add that to my job titles. Put that on my job title list. I got
subscription guy, vacation director,
merchandise
director,
food and beverage.
Food and beverage. Oh gosh. Make sure you like and subscribe to this YouTube channel down below here. We got district championships upcoming tomorrow. Big day throughout the state. That is for 1A, 2A, 3A, and 5A are district championships, with 4A having a little different process with those championships upcoming. Bracket stories are going to be released here soon, so you can stay up to date on all those brackets. We got some special graphics going to be released starting on Tuesday with those lower state and upper state championship pairings. But first, we'll hop into events forthcoming. We obviously know you've seen it. We're pumping it out. Team Carolina Trials at College of Charleston on June the 7th. That is a qualifier for all of those invite events that are upcoming throughout the summer and into the fall. We also coach the other Team Carolina Trials is when? Tell me exactly.
It is June 20th. June 20th at South Point High School up there in York County. So we'll be rocking and rolling, kind of a combo event up there with the Rising Stars as well. So it's we're looking to have a good time up there, you know, like we did this past winter with the preseason all states. We're going to go ahead and kind of split up the state a little bit, try to make it a little bit easier on the players, on the parents. Obviously they got enough traveling that they got to do anyway. So PBR will be coming to you, head on down to College of Charleston on the 7th, and then up to South Point High School on the 20th in June, and try to knock those two out. And then obviously the big boy of the beginning of the summer with the border battle on the 28th up there at UNC Charlotte. Watch get us, and then, to be honest with you, with that roster already, we're over half full on that one. So we probably got some spots that we're gonna have to close here already. We got a talented roster already filling in for the border battle. And looking to put it on the boys from the Tar Heel State again, like we did last summer. So look to show our dominance as usual with Team South Carolina, that is, whipping up on the boys up in North Carolina.
Hey, how do we get a matchup with North Carolina in junior future games? Can we make that possible?
So we can make sure they definitely stop putting the Team Carolina's jersey on there.
Because
so we can really represent.
We are, or at least name us Team Carolina 1, because we know that we're the real Carolina when it comes to that junior future game. So yeah, we got to set that up. And like we said, those events, all of those events will qualify you for that junior future games coming up at the end of July. One of the biggest weekends of the year in terms of baseball throughout the country.
Especially for the future game team coming up, right? With that new rule change, right? August, supposedly, who knows if there's, some tampering going on, but, no contact with those 25s, 26, 27, whatever else is out there down there, leading to August 1. So, I mean, last year, right over 350 college coaches were there. I'm only assuming that might grow more. People are going to have to keep sending more coaches, all 3 coaches on the road down there. So that obviously has always been the biggest uncommitted event. I think it makes it even more important. So you uncommitted 25s and 26s in the state that are getting invited to the Futures game. I think I'd jump on that thing this year.
Yeah, no doubt. It's hard to imagine it getting bigger than it already was, but that it will be. We've recapped some players we've seen this week. 4 guys out on the road throughout the week. Shout out to Mr. Blake down there at the beach for covering that area for us. He got to see some a high profile game the other night. So we're going to kind of talk about some of those guys that we saw that stood out to us. And I'll kind of start this one off. We'll go. I'm going to get made fun of here. I believe it was Tuesday night. I can't remember. Can't keep up my days anymore. It was.
You don't even have to tell them where
you going.
You don't even have to tell them where you went. They already know. Just start talking about the game. Tell them how it went.
It was round 1 with Powdersville taking on Seneca. And just talk about the 2 arms I was able to see with Landon Fowler at Powdersville. Very effective in his start. Didn't get the defensive help that he needed to kind of win that game. But fastball up to 89. All speed's gotten better since we saw him down there at Shipyard. So he's going to be one to follow, especially as he works this summer on the mound, I believe, with Southern Athletics. Then you got Jacob McGovern, who I've seen plenty as I get poked around and made fun of.
Really?
I'm not sure if I've seen him in all action, just a couple times. But does what he does. Strikeout numbers are high, 14 Ks, and just got the job done. Fastball was up to 88. He did throw a changeup, first changeup I've ever seen him throw in my lifetime of watching him. I think I've seen him 10 times. But
it's a good thing you were there.
Exactly. I finally got to see. I knew it would pay off eventually for me to go and watch him and see a changeup. But I will say this one thing here. Went yesterday to Hillcrest, Spartanburg. Emery Utorn, I believe is his name, for Spartanburg, 2023 right-handed pitcher, had an absolute phenomenal day. Went 7 innings, only gave up 2 hits to the Rams in what was an elimination game. He continuously kept those guys at Hillcrest off balance in what was a very high emotion game. Felt like I was at the state championship game with what was being said throughout the whole entire game. So, what PBR did get it on camera, but we're not going to release that footage. But hey,
it's the rated R version of PBR.
Rated R version, yeah.
Rated R version.
Parental guidance is needed. But yeah, 2 great games I was able to see with 3 good arms in all of those games. Austin, we'll flip it over to you.
Okay, I got 2 guys from. I went to. That was a good transition, so y'all can stop. Don't even go down that road. 2 guys from that Tuesday night game. I went and seen. I believe we determined that was District 3 up there for 5A. Bowling Springs and Rock Hill. I had trying to remember who it was who played. Bowling Springs and Rock Hill were playing. We had Jackson Cole on the mound for Bowling Springs. But Cole Canty is who I'm going with for my first player. I got so from Rock Hill we got Cole Canty. He pitched on the mound, didn't go very long. I think he threw 3 or 4 innings. I don't even know if he was still in the game when they took the lead. But he had a decent night on the mound. But the more impressive thing he did was he had 6 RBIs at the plate. Might get to see some of those a little bit later. Don't hold me to that. But he had 6. He had a 2-run single early in the game. I think they were down 1-0. A 2-run single gave him the lead 2-1. Then they were down. I think they were down 3-2, and I don't want to spoil it, but he may or may not hit a grand slam to give him the lead. And then, Mr. Canty was probably at the top of the list of players I saw last week. But also in that game Tuesday night, Hudson Wilson from Bowling Springs, catcher from Bowling Springs, he did it on both sides. He had he threw a guy out stealing in the first inning, I believe. Had another one in the second inning who should have been thrown out. And then we had, I think he hit 2 doubles and drove in a few runs. Kid going to Anderson, going to be a Trojan, like some of the rest of us here. Big day for him. But yeah, that's my 2 from that game last week. Pretty good game. Saw a little upset, little 5 seed over a 1 seed. So sorry.
Y'all just bear with us. We're Halston. He struggles with technological things as his camera is off.
His internet is obviously not the greatest. I'm not going to say who he's told us he uses, but it's
Verizon.
definitely not the AT&T
It's Verizon.
fiber.
It's Verizon.
From what I've
Doesn't
heard,
work.
his internet's not going to get any better after that move he's about to make here soon.
Sponsors, he's back. Sponsorship, Verizon, AT&T, never know. Sponsorship, anybody? He's back, folks.
He's back,
While he's back and he's figuring it out, I'll go ahead and jump into mine. I was down at Mid Carolina on Tuesday as well to watch them take on Fox Creek, who we had gotten a chance to watch, obviously at the preseason tournament down there in the Shipyard earlier, and got a chance to watch them and a couple young guys. This night was an offensive night, right? It was I think it wound up being 19-11 Mid Carolina, but the strike zone looked like I was watching the major league game. It was very tight, especially for high school. So, kind of the guy I'm going to talk about is a senior leader for Mid Carolina. Catcher behind the plate, Michael Lindler, big, strong, physical kid. 4 for 4, big night for him. Had base hits the other way, home run, line drives all over the place. And really, for me, when you're sitting in the front of a lineup and it's a slugfest like that, you obviously need your stars in the middle to provide the thump and not disappear. And that's something he did all night. Along with more impressively, his pitchers were, once, as we all know, once their strike zones get a little small, they start to nibble a little bit. The breaking balls start bouncing all over the place. And he did a tremendous job blocking and recovering and, moving around back there. And also, once the starter came out of the game and, a young sophomore came in and he, showed some leadership of helping that guy get in the zone and leading him where to go. So it was fun to watch, an older guy with a senior laden team kind of be able to help lead his team, into victory. As we've seen all throughout the playoffs, a lot of lower seeds winning, and he wasn't going to have that. So hats off to Michael Lindler, Mid Carolina. Had a big night the night we were there.
Yeah, and how about I'll touch on Blake's a little bit. I know Blake was able to see one arm we haven't seen with Luke Root at North Myrtle. 88-91. Is that good for 2025 right-handed pitcher?
Pretty average. I guess that's maybe why you're committed to Vanderbilt, right?
Exactly, right. And he was able to lead North Myrtle in a big win over James Allen to essentially put them in the driver's seat in that lower state bracket 2. I guess you could say. So, hey, North Myrtle's in the driver's seat. I wonder who picked them. I can't remember. Anyway, let's touch on a little playoff update here. As far as those hot, surprising teams, and you look at, we'll start here in 4A with Lawrence. Lawrence is once again in the driver's seat, getting some big time pitching performance from guys in that upper state 1 bracket. And they'll await that winner of, let's see if I believe it'll be North Augusta versus either Indian Land or Greenwood. Then you go right to the upper state bracket 2 and the Greenville Red Raiders with a big win over the Copperheads at Catawba Ridge. So they'll be there awaiting. They'll be off. Let's see. They don't play again until Friday. So they get a whole week. You're sitting in that driver's seat, you get a whole week off. Which would be big for them because obviously they'll have Rabe available, which when Rabe's on the mound, you have a chance to beat anybody in the state at that given time. Another team that's been hot, surprising. Austin will get to see them tomorrow. The Seneca Bobcats. Sammy's just looking at me like, what are you doing? Hey, well, listen, when you go down and you go to Blue Ridge and win, Come on now. I mean, Blue Ridge was a top 10 Power 25 team, Coach.
They were.
Well,
They were.
I think the big thing here is that we're going to be able to get a fresh set of eyes and a fresh perspective on the Bobcats. I personally have not seen the Bobcats play in several years now. So I look forward to getting to go up there and see those guys, especially, Drew goes and sees them twice a week. He's seen their JV team play 4 times this year. I
B-team.
really look forward to, I think he's tweeted out like a couple of 2029 right-handed pitchers. Just some madness out of the Bobcats from Drew. So I look forward to being able to go over there and give a unbiased perspective of the Bobcats tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a good time.
More to come on that game here in a second.
Drew just finds a way. He starts tweeting about whatever game he's at. It doesn't matter, and he also instantly starts tagging Seneca and probably McGovern as well on there. And he has to delete because it's just ingrained in his Twitter fingers.
I actually had to go on the Twitter page yesterday while he was watching Spartanburg and Hillcrest, and it videoed the kid pitching and put 2025 Spartanburg right-hander Jacob McGovern. I'm like, whoa, just because it auto-filled right there don't mean we gotta stick with it.
But I was able to edit it with our new verified feature, so we were good. We were covered on that end.
Speaking of, let the fans, thank the fans. I know there's a lot to go out there, but we are verified. I don't know how many people in the state. 13,000 Twitter page followers. Pretty dang impressive, Coach. I think
it's a big Twitter page.
When we kind of got here, we were at like 3,000. Somewhere around
3,000 to 5,000, somewhere in that range.
So thank the fans. A lot of love to the fans for blowing up the Twitter page, and hopefully a lot more fans coming in soon. But verified,
verified.
It doesn't really get us much other than when we butcher a tweet, we can, like I said, we can go edit that thing.
Especially when you end up in a situation like we get in sometimes, spell a kid's name wrong, you end up with an upset family member. You just got to go in there and fix it.
Some of us have firsthand experience with that.
That would be me.
Hey, this team right here is going to be, Sammy has no clue, but the North Central Knights are in the district championship as a 4 seed. We sat down with Coach earlier in the year. He said he had a young team, but expected a lot from them. And here they are sitting in the district championship about to take on Woodland. They'll host that at home with a chance to go to the lower state championship bracket. So they're hot. They're surprising right now. I don't think anybody expected them to be where they are at this time. Another team up there, they're in the upper state, but they're playing in the lower state, and that's Greer. They just keep surviving. They've been in the lower state what it feels like a whole week now, and they're having 5-hour travel times. But I think they got to travel to not Hillcrest. I'm missing my Hartsville. Sorry. I'm acting like Sammy now.
You need an edit button on the podcast here.
Yeah, we need to edit button.
Are we verified in this podcast yet? I mean, YouTube? What do we got? Are we verified?
Omar, help us out.
Omar, they traveled down to Hartsville on Monday, having just come away from May River. So they're everywhere, but hopefully they'll keep advancing, and I'm sure there's some fun trips for those guys. And then another team that's that's one of the most impressive things. It's crazy. Who knows how long it'll go? But it's not like they're just on the road. They're on long bus rides. I mean, it's incredible. Go to Hilton Head. Where else? I can't keep up where all they're playing. Hilton Head, South Florence, May River. Yeah.
I bet they stopped at Buc-ee's.
I wonder if they got the double XL brisket sandwich.
No shot. Not on the school bus. They're not on a charter bus. No shot. No chance we're eating that on the school bus.
The yeah, I don't know if they're getting the Buc-ee's. Speaking of the edit button.
Yeah, a slow pause here in the Palmetto Dugout show. When breaking news erupts, we just have to stop and read. Anyway, moving on to another surprising hot team right now. They're really hot, and that is Chapin. They ended the Diamond Invitational with a win against Oceanside, and then finished their regular season, and now they're in that district championship. They're going to host the Stags. They went to Berkeley, which we already know is a hard place to play, and beat the Stags 2-0. And they'll play them again at Chapin for a chance to go in that lower state championship, which they're no stranger to, as they were last year as well. So that'll be a big time matchup on Monday night with the Stags rolling into Chapin.
If the Stags lose that game, I think we might have to cancel the podcast next week, because I know at least one, if not two members of this staff here are going to be in mourning. So
why are you talking crap? One of your team's already been eliminated.
It's okay.
Could you imagine if Seneca and the Stags both fell?
Well, the problem that Drew's going to run into tomorrow night, the biggest reason we couldn't let him go to that game is he picked Blue Ridge to win 3A state, and he's got Seneca playing. So some people call it a win-win. Some people call it a lose-lose. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I mean, somebody that he likes is going down, and that hurt. That's why that bracket hurt him as bad as it did. When they put Blue Ridge, Seneca, and Powdersville all in the same bracket. I mean, and then Emerald on top of that. I think he's been down there 3 times this year. So it's just it's a never ending. That bracket was just like designed for Drew Stewart.
They call that the Drew Stewart bracket.
We got to get off of this.
Instead of calling it District 3 3A, they called it District Drew Stewart 3A.
It's just terrible. Just getting on me the whole. I'm glad we could provide the viewers with talk crap to Mr.
Got to give them what they want. You know what I mean?
Do we have any more teams that we want to talk about? Because
we're getting there. Hang on, give us a little bit here.
We got one coming. I don't want to say anything.
We got so we'll hop in some of those games of the day on Monday, as you can call it, and kind of an outlook on that. We talked about it, Berkeley at Chapin. We know Berkeley, depending on what kind of arms they have available, obviously they have a shot to win 2 games, but Chapin playing very good baseball right now. And then we'll hop into Blue Ridge at Seneca. I think me and Austin kind of talked about this. Blue Ridge has the chance to go into Seneca and win 2 games, especially when you have Tompkins and Camerata on staff ready to go. So, with those 2 arms ready to go, we obviously know Seneca has McGovern, but when you have Tompkins and Camerata, kind of can offset at times there. So Austin's got that one, going to have that one covered. So watch out for the Tigers. Maybe it was a good pick for Mr. Stewart and Mr. Esposito.
If there was ever going to be a time, like a window that you need to make sure you're locked in on the Twitter page tomorrow from 5 to 10, possibly 5.
Yeah, I believe
if we get 2 games, I think that's a.
There's a possibility that PBR South Carolina sees 6 games in total tomorrow.
That could be that's a
big time. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Blue Ridge takes 2 tomorrow. There's your outlook. There's your outlook. That's why I'm not going to Seneca. People will be throwing stuff at me. And then
I'm just more excited to see the route. I think on Blue Ridge's end, I think he got to win 2, so he can throw whichever one first he wants to. I'm very intrigued to see what the Bobcats do, though. Does he throw McGovern first, or does he say, you know what, maybe we can win it without him and have him Thursday for the first game of that round, or does he just say, you know what, we're just gonna end it here and throw McGovern?
I don't think you can throw McGovern first, because if you lose, it's like, oh God.
All right. Never know.
I guess we'll find out tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
If you really want to know, get a subscription, because I'm not going to tweet anything. You're going to have to read it in the Scout blog.
Oh gosh. Wow. Here we go. And then another game Monday night will be Dutch Fork at TL Hanna. TL Hanna was able to beat Dutch Fork in the first pairing 4-3. We know Dutch Fork obviously has the talent, the arms available. I think Hanna has 2 walk-off wins in the districts this year. walked off Dutch Fork and walked off Fort Mill as well. So that's going to be a good one. PBR South Carolina will be in attendance for Dutch Fork at Hannah as well. And then I'm going to go to 1A, and I'm still going to get made fun of for this one too. St. Joe at Louisville in a district championship. Seen St. Joe, very competitive group. Obviously have a chance to go down to Louisville and take 2 as well. But as you know, Louisville's my upper state championship pick there. But that'll be another.
I wonder why that is. Why'd you think
I'm not sure. I heard that the Richburg Rocket used to attend that place. I can't remember. I think there's a statue up right as you pull into the baseball field.
If there's not a statue, there's at least a jersey on the wall, right?
Yeah,
on the outfield fence.
It's retired.
Some cleats, some flaming cleats, maybe.
It's the number. If you take the number, if you take the number and reverse the numbers, it's Mr. Espo's number. So hey, that's just look at that
Number.
A great number. So yeah, there's your top games of the day on Monday. Obviously there's more as the graphic has already been released for those top games. And then we'll also have top game graphics as they come due to the brackets being updated. So we'll hop on over to Bomb Squad of the Week. I'm going to introduce it, and I'm just going to let Austin do it because he just loves talking about this, as he said in the pre-podcast. That is 2024 Cole Canty of Rock Hill High School for his Grand Slam at Boiling Springs. Go, Austin. Tell us all about it. You had it.
Well, I tried, and I know that's kind of why I started rambling a little bit early on. I was trying to talk about Mr. Canty without talking about the Grand Slam that he hit. That was the bomb. Might be the bomb of the season so far. That's a bold. I don't know if I can say that, but I can't say that. I think the situation, there was a lot of factors that went into that. Normally, if I get a home run in a game, I'm not like, oh, bomb of the week. When he hit that one, as soon as it left the bat with me and about 400 of my closest friends at Bowling Springs High School that night, when he hit it, it wasn't like he hit it and it was like, oh, he hit that ball well. No, he hit it and it was like, oh, kind of like the old, go get it out of the ocean type deal. He hit that ball. 3-2 count. Team was down 3-2. 3-2. Bases loaded. Runners are still, and we've done fouled off like 4 pitches into the dugout. And then just as Coach Esposito said earlier, got the bat head out in front of it and it hit it. I mean, that ball was stood on. So I think I'm done talking about it. I've talked about it a lot today. I've talked about it a lot this week.
You've talked about this is the third explanation of it that I've gotten from you. I liked where you talked about it went over the trucks.
Yeah, they had all those people parked up there. I'm pretty sure you can't tell it by the video that I saw, but that ball was. We had a fan. We had some fans too. I hadn't added this part to it, but I'm gonna add it. We have this new thing now where the student sections from each team come and they sit behind the dugouts and they yell across the field to the other team's dugout. I don't know if y'all see that a lot. I've seen it a few times the past couple of weeks, but we had about 4 guys from Bowling Springs. I'm assuming they were students who were kind of behind the dugout yelling across to the other dugout. So of course, when Rock Hill the kid hits the home run, it just everything that they've said for the last hour and a half just immediately got turned around and gave back to them. So it was just kind of, it was fun. Just to, like I said, what a night. Well, there's only downfall of that night. We're going to talk about it later, but it doesn't have anything to do with this segment. But yeah, Mr. Canty had a night, 6 RBIs. I already told you that, 6 RBIs and a grand slam that just big day for him. Big boy home run.
Big boy. That's what I was waiting on. Leading those Rock Hill Bearcats that upset for 1 seed Bowling Springs. Hey, but Bowling Springs travels down to Rock Hill on Monday night for that district championship. We do have a play of the week, Coach. Play of the week goes to 2023 Xavier Cuevas from Blythewood High School, going to Delaware State here in the future for his walk-off hit against Hillcrest High School. to advance to that district championship. And the Bengals will host the Spartanburg Vikings on Monday night for the district championship. So congratulations to him for play of the week. And now we get to it, what the people have wanted. This is why we put it at the end of the show, so everybody stays tuned for the whole entire show. That is the concession stand segment. Now, Austin over here, he might say something. I don't know. Let's turn it over.
Well, to kind of what happened the other night at Bowling Springs, so Jackson Cole's on the mound, Bowling Springs gets a 3-2 lead, and we think, that we're going to roll. This is going to be a quick one. We're going to the house. Well, then Mr. Canty hits his home run up in the trucks up there, and it kind of turns into, we might be in this one for the long haul. So I was already planning on stopping. They had a Popeyes and a McDonald's on the way out, and I was going to stop there and eat some dinner on the way home. He hits the home run, and I'm like, we're going to be here a while because this is about to be a shootout. So I said, I'm going to run back here to the concession stand, get me a hot dog. Sold out of hot dogs, fresh out. So 3rd inning, 4th inning, top 4, no hot dogs. Bottle of water and a Reese's cup later, and we're back on it. So that's what we got.
A bottle of water and a Reese's cup.
Yeah.
Nope. What about the Diet Colas? They have any Diet Colas?
I'm unlike the rest of our crew here, I'm not as big of I'm kind of the outlier when it comes to the three of us. I don't drink as much Diet Cola, and I don't drive a Kia.
I was about to say he doesn't do the Kia part either.
It's okay. That's why I can't seem to move up in the company. I don't want to. I'm not jumping into the shenanigans.
Well, the Hillcrest Rams were at a Diet Coke, so I did stop on the way home and get a Diet Coke in my Kia. So
I stopped at that QT right there on Harrison Bridge Road. I'm assuming that's a nice one.
That's where I stopped.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. They have really good egg rolls in that QT.
Yes, I got 2 egg rolls with sweet and sour sauce and a Diet Coke.
You walk in, especially if you download that QT app, you can do that thing where you get a free fountain drink with a purchase. You walk in, I did this the other night before I went to T.O. Hanna. 2 egg rolls for $3.50, $3.49. Actually, I don't know why they do that, but 2 for $3.49 gets you a fountain drink over there, and just you're ready. You could watch a triple header if you had to. If you get 2 egg rolls and a nice Diet Cola, as the boys like to say.
Well, for all your complaint, I'll give at least Mid Carolina's concession stand credit. They had that Diet Cola. Had Diet Colas on top, but it kind of confused me. I was looking at the fridge and I saw the regular cola, and then I saw underneath that the Diet Dr. Pepper, which is option number 2 for me. And I go, "Do y'all happen to have any Diet Colas in there?" She goes, "Of course we do." So I got me a Diet Cola and some chips and nachos. So it was tied me over, so I can get out of the slugfest in Mid Carolina. So for you guys to struggle with the concession stand this past week, I didn't need to stop at the gas station other than to fill up the Kia to get home. But
I
other
would
than
like
that,
to say, if anybody who was at that game that night, I'm assuming, this is just my assumption, that we made the same number of hot dogs that we do for every other game this year. That tells me that the hot dogs must have been that good if they got sold out by the 4th inning. So if you were, I know it's a little late to get a celebrity guest speaker here, but if you were at the game and you got one of those hot dogs, maybe jump in the comments down there.
Omar might have had his 10 out there.
He could have. Yes, Omar could have. He could have made the tent and made the hot dog.
Man.
Family's out on this one. Hey, I do know that Tuesday, Seneca did have some sort of food truck outside. Austin, be prepared for that on Monday night. They might have something for you there Monday night.
Can we get, while we're on that train, can we get somebody in the comments too, some of you loyal Seneca Bobcats? Because I know we have Seneca Bobcat listeners on the show here. just surely off the fact that Drew, I mean, we have a local Seneca Bobcat here on the team.
Maybe Drew can comment on the comments below.
He could. So somebody comment below and let me know what the menu is going to be tomorrow night, because that 5 o'clock first pitch, I don't get all. I get out of school at 2:45. I'm gonna have to jump in the truck, not the Kia. I'm gonna have to jump in the Chevrolet truck, and we're gonna be pushing right up against it, getting there in time to be able to get the PBRs, their picture out, get the lineup cards, do a little congregating up there in the stands. If you know what's going to be on the menu, because I'm not going to have time to stop on the way there. And not that there's a ton of things, and there's not a lot that I'm going to pass between Piedmont and Seneca. There's a Spinks up there. I could probably stop and get like a leftover chicken biscuit from the morning or something, but that's not in the cards. So yeah, if the food truck's going to be there, I need to know. If you take cash only or something, I need to know, that way I can go to the ATM. Yeah,
that's an important piece of knowledge right there. The cash only versus not. I mean, you go, you don't have cash, which it seems like everybody since COVID doesn't do cash anymore. You roll in there and you just got a card and can't test out the concessions.
Yeah,
but then there's a lot of people they got the tap now. So
yeah, they got that little thing on the counter. You just ding it
tap,
right
tap,
over the
tappy.
top. Yeah, maybe even some Apple Pay. I had one concession stand that lets you Venmo, and that was interesting. Yeah. So,
where's that going?
Where's that going?
I don't ask questions. I just eat the food and leave a review.
Leave a review. We got the PBR SC Yelp reviews, concession stands. I can't. After that last comment I made, I can't get back on track here. With our boy in the comments. So we'll kind of wrap this one up here. So bracket is released, going to be usually daily. So make sure you stay up to date. It'll take you to our website. So make sure you stay up to date. Hey, if you're on the website looking at a bracket, why don't you just go ahead and look around at all the other stuff that's on the website as well. Especially those events upcoming. Go and register one while you're looking at the bracket.
First two slides of the Team Carolina trials.
That's right.
Go ahead and click it and sign up and come on down. Big rankings release coming out here soon as well. 24 class will come out this week. Updates following week 25s. The week after that will be the 26s. So a lot of stuff going on the website. Followed by the Twitter page with some cool graphics from our graphic team, as I like to call them. So a lot of action breaking out, not only on the Twitter page and the Instagram page and maybe even a TikTok. Never know. Maybe we get a TikTok out this week, kind of get that thing rolling again. But website's going to be busy. A lot of stuff. Our rankings with the national rankings. I have a feeling we'll have a few guys in the national rankings, so you guys be on the lookout to see what players from the great state of South Carolina making the national stuff.
Booyah.
If you're a Seneca fan or a Blue Ridge fan, don't go looking for the TikTok to come from your game tomorrow. It won't.
TikToks are going to come from Mr. Stewart's game usually. That PBR SC4K is ready to go. So maybe TL Hernandez Fork will get something. Who knows?
Probably the most popular TikTok came from Mr. Esposito's phone.
Okay, we are true, but I think we have 50 videos, and so yeah.
Now, I didn't make any of them. I just sent it to a certain somebody and let them do it, but it came from my phone.
You did very well, Coach. Very well.
Let the young guys handle the TikTok.
Yeah. We send out a good luck to all these teams participating in district championships on Monday night, as we look forward to get ready for upper state and lower state championship. So from all of us here at PBR South Carolina, have a great week.